So we're gonna be reading about I Pledge Allegiance and DK Web. The DK Web right there. We're gonna be reading that.
Introduction. 31 words. We learned them as kids when we were too small and too naive to understand them. We simply committed them to memory with no regard for their significance. We recited them morning after morning, year after year, never realizing the price that the proud revolutionists paid to make them real, and the price our brave contemporaries would pay to keep them real. We become so familiar with them that we seldom stop to consider what they should mean to us now. Now that we're grown, now that we are the ones responsible for sustaining their legacy. Whether we were aware of it or not, these 31 words carved out a place in our hearts in the shape of a true patriot, a lover of liberty, a defender of faith, a promoter of unity, a champion of peace, a protector of democracy, and a guardian of all things sacred to life. One morning recently, I paused in the midst of my busy routine to reflect on these 31 words. I was stunned at the emotions that stirred within me as I sat in respectful contemplation of not only these 31 words, but of the wealth of history that lay behind them. Before I knew it, I found myself wanting to stand with my hand over my heart and recite them aloud with a renewed commitment to America, past, present, and future, and I did. Perhaps it's time we all recommit to America, to her values, her traditions, her history, her heritage, her majesty, her nobility, her compassion, her humility, and her holy awe. Regardless of our party preference or political stance, regardless of which presidential candidate we supported or which amendments we opposed, we are, in all our diversity, one people with one heart and one mind. We are the benefactors of beneficiaries of a powerful democracy, the strongest republic of the civilized world. We are the most liberated, most prosperous, and most blessed people in the face of the earth. And we owe it all to the precious and most blessed people. And we owe it all to a sovereign God, to our American citizenship, and in part to the 31 words. Do yourself a favor. Do us all a favor. Take the time right now to reflect on the 31 words and allow them to take root in your mind and heart. It is highly likely that your patriotism will be reaffirmed and your passion for this country reignited as you consider the 31 words you learned in elementary school. What 31 words? You know them? I'll say the first 3 and you can take it from there. The last 28 are a piece of cake. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance. The call to commitment in an extremely radical, very personal call to rally around the cause of freedom, to consciously individuate my commitment at the core of my identity. I, a very personal pronoun, not we, not you, not they, but I. I is in the first person singular, and how appropriate that first word in the pledge of commitment that I recite to my country, to my flag. is in the first person singular. The first person I must consider in honoring this country's legacy of faith and freedom is me. I am singularly responsible for my contributions to our integrity and dignity. I alone am accountable for my participation in our heritage of hope and prosperity. I solely am answerable for my diligence in matters of loyalty and honor. I am individually liable for protecting the rights of others, for promoting the freedom of all. I am the first person I hold responsible for supporting our government, for applauding our patriots, for honoring our heroes, and for joining the ranks. It is I that must face when it comes to loving mercy, doing justice, and living with integrity. I must first face myself by owning my courage or admitting my need of it, by extending my willingness or confessing my want of it, by living up to commitment or confronting my lack of it. It all begins right here with me. I must revisit my allegiance to this great nation, I alone, a very personal way to begin. The strength of our numbers begins with the solitary commitment of each individual, each patriot determining in his or her heart to become an integral part of something bigger than self. As I join ranks with a myriad fellow Americans who pledge alongside me a mutual trust, I become part of the greater we, the people of the United States of America. I.
So subscribe or like, please, please, please.